A good evening to you, tech lovers. Well, today, as I was having an evening run, I got to share a light moment with one of my friends, and we shared stories of how uh, we had experiences with our old computers. For instance, I shared a story of how water poured on my laptop. I was seated in the office, and then a whole 2-liter bottle of water dropped on my laptop. And imagine, I was able to save this laptop. So what I did when water poured, I simply removed out every part, and then I sun-dried the computer for about 3 days. And luckily, my keyboard survived. So one other friend told us a story of how one time he was doing house cleaning, and then he found his old campus laptop. Yeah, it was an i7 laptop, very powerful, and he found it. However, he could not remember the password. So that made me decide to come up with this video to help us. So in case you have a computer that you're not able to log into just because you do not know its password, there is a solution, and that is what I will be sharing this evening. Okay, so as you can see, this is Windows 7 in a virtual machine. So I am going to try to log in. I do not know the password. So you shouldn't rush to format the computer since you don't know the password. So for this case, what we are going to do is we are going to use a rescue disk called Hirens Boot CD. So Hirens Boot CD is going to allow us to log into this computer, and then we change the password. So the first thing that you'll have to do is to create a bootable stick for Hirens Boot CD that you're going to have to boot into. And to do this, I have created a separate video on how you can create a bootable for Hirens. So just check in the comments or in the description of the video, and you'll be able to find the link to that video. So for now, to allow us boot into this computer, I will have to shut down, and then on the initial boot screen I will have to enter the boot menu and select the flash drive. For this purpose, or for this test, I have attached it to the CD-ROM, the image for Hirens, so that once we boot, we are going to boot into it. So let me shut down the computer for now. So it's shutting down, then let me run it. As you can see, it's Windows 7. Please note that this solution works for any version of Windows, but it works for local accounts, not domain accounts. So this is Hirens Boot CD 14. There are other later versions which are free to download. You simply have to go to Google and search for Hirens Boot CD, and you're in position to download the latest version. So what I will do is I'll go to Mini Windows XP. So it's going to load. Is loading. Let's give it a few seconds. So there we are. This is the Mini XP screen, as you can see, and when I go to start, okay, perfect. I think we're in business. Okay, so when I go to start, I will go to programs. So when you go to programs, you get to view a number of applications. There are quite a number of them. But in this case, we are interested in a security application or a password application. So let me look for that category. Okay, let me look for it slowly until I find it. just go to all programs, yes, then passwords or keys, there. So Windows login. So the particular tool we are going to use is called NTP W edit. So I select it. So once you select it, it directly looks for a file, the SAM file. So a SAM file is where passwords are kept on the Windows computer. So I open it. So as you can see, these are the users. Okay, administrator is disabled, but you're also able to unlock it and set a password. So this is the user, make tech easy. So in case it's also locked, you're able to unlock it and change password. So for now, I will set a password. So it's very simple. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I save changes. If you don't save changes, it will not apply. So that is done. Now I am going to shut down and then try to log into the computer. There. So I have shut down. Now I am going to try to access the computer since I was able to reset the password. Okay, so hard disk. If I can recall, the password we set is 126. Okay, so let's try that in a few. Okay, so I am testing the password that I was able to reset to. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, then enter. Perfect, it works. So that is how you are able to reset a password for a Windows computer. This applies to Windows 7, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11. It's possible for all the versions of Windows. Okay, thank you for following and don't forget to subscribe.